Hello and welcome to another episode of the Never a Straight Answer podcast, the podcast that aims to cover a wide range of topics from conspiracy theories to popular culture and news. I'm your host Gaz, and joining me, well, he claims those who have more birthdays live longer. He's also my co-host, he's Mr. Taylor.
Yeah, good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, yeah.
Woo! Welcome back to a very, very special birthday episode of the show. Thank you, new listeners, and of course you repeat offenders for joining us today on our very special birthday.
Yeah.
I do love a good birthday episode. We do one every year.
Yeah, well, yeah, that is very, very true.
Well, it's actually a bit of a belated birthday show.
Yes.
We're a little late on this one, but thanks for tuning in. Basically, between one thing or another,
we've had
weeks,
commitments on different areas and like
bit of poorly sickness.
Yeah,
it's been a bit of a weird couple of weeks. And do you know what? It was weird though because like we had that heat wave thing, and I was like, "Oh mate, it's way too hot to record today."
Yeah,
and that would have been the last episode we would have done. But then we ended up having this spate of kind of things coming up. Yeah. So we do apologise for the tardiness of this. And it was actually our birthday.
It was.
Like a couple of weeks ago, and we couldn't really do much about it because I was actually out for the count and Taylor was working. So like, we're celebrating it now.
We are
what do you
doing,
want?
Yes.
We're four. Yes. We're the 4-year-old podcast.
But I think it's the first time that we haven't showed our face on the birthday.
This is, but we do. I know, but right. This is the thing, guys. Because I know that we would normally do a live stream for the birthday episode, but
things have changed.
Things are going on. We've got a weird sort of setup. We haven't got as much space as we used to have, but we have our 200th episode coming up.
Yes,
we are on 187 now. Yeah, right. And we have a 200th episode coming up, which you will probably hit around coming up towards Christmas. Yeah. So expect something big production value and a lot going on.
See these beauties online.
I think that'll count for both. I think that should count for our birthday live stream, which we normally do, but also 200th and getting on Christmas. I think, we try and think about you guys. It's all we can do. So, we have been away for a bit, but so that meant, because it is a birthday episode, I thought maybe we should go for a bit more relaxed.
Yeah, I think
a lot of relaxed vibe in tonight's show. Not to say that we don't have very important stuff to impart on you guys.
That is true.
We do have a lot to talk about tonight. We do. But first of all, it is birthday time, so we'll get some birthday celebrations. Yeah, like this.
Yeah.
Oh, I've already lost it. Then where is it? Birthday celebrations.
There we go.
So you get some nice birthday tunes on while we discuss what's been going on.
Yeah.
So what have you been up to this last couple of weeks? Because I know you've been working.
Yeah, I've just been working, and then in between I've been catching up on a few bits that have been talked around over the net and that about like robots,
AI. Stuff. I've got a couple of good stories about AI coming up. Yeah. Also about just random stuff like, do you know these people who have like relationships with inanimate objects?
Yes.
And, kind of like AI is getting into that realm now as well. People are having the sort of, relationships with computers and stuff. I've got a story later that, we'll get into it. Yeah, but like, this is a cautionary tale. Yeah. Yeah, we'll be getting into that in a bit.
Pin your ears back.
So you've been kind of doing a bit of research on this sort of stuff because there's been a lot in the news about like, AI technology, computers. I actually saw something the other week that kind of scary. So it was some woman on one of these Karen instant karma videos.
Okay, yeah.
And she basically just turned around and went, the internet's going to get turned off on the 10th of October.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about it.
It was the way she said it. It was like with such conviction that like it was genuinely going to happen.
Hey,
that it could have possibly happened.
Well, there's a possibility with CMEs as well coming in. We're coming into a very prominent
EMPs.
time. CMEs.
Corona mass ejections.
Yeah, we're coming to a kind of point where it's
Sorry, I really enjoyed that birthday song, by the way. Yeah,
I think
that was great.
Good rock and roll.
Yeah, rock and roll. Yeah. Oh wait, well you can't play rock and roll anymore because you get done for satanic panic
versus
satanic panic.
Yeah,
so you can't be watching. Stranger Things are out like that now.
Oh yeah.
You're in the
number one
it's
show.
It's the devil's work.
Yeah,
it's big. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to talk about that one day. Actually, the satanic panic, because it's quite a lot to it.
Yeah,
we will bring that back in at some point. Yeah. We were going to do that a couple of weeks ago. We
was kind of reared off, and we're hold it for now because we could get more information and get you more details just for use.
Well, I've got a big topic.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's something that, like, we kind of borders on what we were talking about last episode with sort of, like, banking and financial stuff.
Yeah.
And there is kind of, like, a financial crisis at the moment. And, I mean, it's not just hitting here in the UK, it's hitting everywhere.
Well, just talking about financials at the minute, there's a possibility that something's going to go on in 16 days' time, which China's going to basically be broke. Actually broke, and it's going to knock waves across
it's funny though
else.
because I mean, like, well, they'll just have to ask their buddies Russia for a loan, innit? It's like when Greece fell, and had an economic crisis. What did they do? They turned to their allies, don't they? If China's got a problem, then surely they've got friends that can bail them out. You know what I mean? It's like if Russia's your pal, then go and ask Putin for a loan. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just one of them things to be aware of, that it possibly it could knock waves throughout. Because we deal with a lot of Chinese stuff at the moment. You know what I mean? So just be careful.
In terms of what's headlines and what's going on at the moment in the world, I mean, I know it's our birthday show, so I don't want to get too serious, but I've seen this and I thought that it was way worth mentioning anyway, right?
Yeah.
So energy bills are getting hiked at the moment. There's a cost of living crisis. And I did say on Twitter, because I mean, I've always had a cost of living crisis, so this is kind of feels weird that everyone's caught up. Do you know what I mean? Actually, I was saying to you, it's like sometimes when it's like, actually feel better off than I have done for a while. There is definitely a cost of living, and energy is rising and will continue to rise. It's shocking though when you see the profits that these companies are making on an annual basis when it's hitting up to the 170 billion or more mark. You've got to think that, are they hiking these prices just to maintain profit margins and keep, we check our stats every week on the podcast, and we want it to be going on an upward trend, right?
Well, every now and again you see
as
it
a
go
business,
down, so
as an energy business, as Shell or, British Gas or any of these people would expect to see an upward trend on their business making profit, right? But at the moment, it seems it's so unethical to be able to charge us this amount of money when you're only doing it to maintain those profit margins. So a scheme's actually come out called Don't Pay UK, and I mean, it is actually only a UK scheme at the moment, but I seen Russell Brand talking about this, and he was basically saying, these people out there in other countries, because let's face it, this isn't a UK problem, it's a global problem.
Yes, sure.
And although this is just a UK scheme, that people in their own countries, Canada, America,
could start these kind of schemes.
Yeah, exactly.
Off
could start. They've got the intelligence, they've got the tools to do it themselves. And start this sort of thing up. And
I've just got one. Problem with that.
Well, let me explain it. Right?
You explain
and then
I'll tell
you can tell me what you think the problems are with it, because basically this scheme is, like I say, it's called Don't Pay UK. If you go to that website, you can sign up, and basically what it's suggesting is that nobody pay their electricity or gas bills on the 1st of October.
That's right.
And obviously people
let it accumulate,
let it kind of sit there. I mean, not to say don't pay it, or if you feel like you've been unjustly, this is unjust, and you want people to kind of, it's basically striking, right, on paying your electricity
because it messes
bills.
them up.
Now, they won't really take action again about it unless over 1 million people sign up and pledge to not pay their bills. So rather cancel the direct debits.
So everyone's on a hold now until they hit the million, and then everyone goes, right, so let's do it.
There's about 150,000 people who've already signed up.
Yeah.
What the movement is against is the rise in energy bills. They demand that there is a reduction in energy bills to an affordable level.
Yeah.
They want everybody to cancel the direct debits from the 1st of October and just ignore. Obviously, this only works if you're on a bill, not a prepay meter. If you don't pay a prepay meter, you will get cut off.
Whereas
if you're on a bill or a direct debit, quarterly payment, whatever, however you pay it, you can stop your direct debit.
That's right.
Now, obviously, you might worry that that's going to affect your credit rating, these types of things, but it kind of doesn't, because they've got to give you 28 days before they even send you a letter. Yeah,
that's right.
And you can pay it.
By
withholding it, it kind of throws a spanner in the works. It makes them have to generate 1 million letters to send out to customers to say, well, you've not paid your bill. It kind of puts them in a bit of an inundated sort of situation where they're overworked and backlogged.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and it sends a message, because at the end of the day, these guys are profiteering. I mean, in terms of like what people are earning British energy firms are set to make an excess of profit of up to 170 billion in the next 2 years, as this is leaked Treasury analysis, as reported. So like when they're hiking up to 40% higher, it's too much. And I mean, like, but back in the 80s, they did the same thing with over a million
but then
people,
Europe coming
over
in.
1 million people said, look, we ain't paying the poll tax, and they have to scrap it. So it's like, the more people get on board with it. They changed it to council tax. So, that's a different story.
I've been saying this is the same system that people should be using if you're not happy with council tax in your area. You don't. My issue with it.
Yeah, but this is the thing. It doesn't work unless everybody gets behind it.
Yeah, that's it. You need the community to do it. You just can't do it on your own, because it's not enough force to actually backlash to them, because they've got to pay bills. They've got that money doesn't stay where it's supposed to. It gets to pay off everything else, like wages.
Well, the
thing
is,
like
there was a woman on the news, and obviously the news reporter was saying, "Oh, this is a bad idea because you'll get in debt. You're not worried that you're going to get in debt and all the rest of it." And it's like, well, no, because you won't. It's not going to affect your credit rating if you're just striking. Yeah, you're not refusing to pay your debt.
This is the thing. Do not refuse.
Missed payments don't go against your credit rating. Yeah. So, but they were trying to put the fearmonger across and say, oh, you'll get these repercussions for not paying your bills.
Yeah.
And this woman was basically saying, look, my mum or my gran or whoever are struggling to heat or eat at the moment.
Yeah.
And it's one or the other. So it's rather a get in debt with the energy company now or a get in debt with the energy company later.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
not like they're in desperate need like the people are.
Well, this is it. What they're going to do, indenture them and make them work off the debt. At the end of the day, that's probably the next bloody step in it.
Well, but there's things in law that it can help us. Like, don't whatever you do not say that you're not willing to pay it. What you're doing is holding it. Yeah. Because if you refuse to pay it, then there can be charges against you. If you're saying you're holding it because you're having a dispute
even
with
if you refuse to pay it, right? So if you refuse to pay it and you're saying, look, I'm not paying it for the foreseeable future, they physically cannot cut your electricity off. I think in 2018 there was only 8 reported cases of somebody in the UK actually having the power or gas physically shut off. The idea behind it is it takes that long for them to get to that point. Yeah. So if the longer you leave it, we want them to bring down the electricity costs
by
to
making
an affordable level.
By refusing to do anything at the minute, so they have to go out and actually try and push it. So now they've got to go to the court and pay like £85 per person per household. That's a lot of money. Then they've got to send the letters out to everyone. That's a lot of money. You know what I mean? So you're making them spend money.
Well, they don't want to spend that money,
which they don't want to.
Exactly.
So that's how the change around comes along, where then they've got to actually try and deal with you and actually come up with a better suggestion. And the thing is, it goes up the gas money here and there, but when the actually prices are low and they buy it, they don't actually bring it onto the consumers, so we are paying way more than what we should be anyway.
It was like during COVID when they were literally giving barrels away for like a penny a barrel because they couldn't sell enough of it. You telling me that these companies didn't take advantage of that and buy up as much as they could,
exactly.
And now all of a sudden the prices are at really, really high? Well, I don't think so, and that was only a year ago, a year and a bit ago.
And what about this then? You know, a couple of years ago when we had oil prices hiked up, that isn't even as high as what it is now. It's not high what we are at now, so you can't turn around and blame the oil either.
Yeah, I think with a lot of the headlines that are going on in the news at the moment, they are all connected. But I think a lot of these energy companies are using that to their advantage, and maybe a few other institutions as well. Do you know, are taking the piss by thinking these guys won't know anything. These guys ain't going to do anything. This is our opportunity to make a few extra quid. And it's like, well, no, at the end of the day, when there's families that work fucking hard and have like, you know, 2 incomes coming in and they can't afford to eat themselves because they need to feed the child or pay the mortgage or pay the bills. Yeah. That's not how, this country's ever been run. So why is it now? Do you know what I mean? We're supposed to be
we never put the infrastructure
We're supposed to be levelling up as far as, you know, the ex-Prime Minister has been kind of going on for the last however many years. I've not seen any levelling up apart from a bit of levelling down, because I tell you what, we've definitely not levelled up. No. So, anyway, if you want to get behind this Don't Pay UK, you can go to the website at www.don'tpay.uk.
And I think it's a good idea, and we should do a lot more of this.
And obviously, there is a lot of people on prepay meters, or you pay your bills and your electric and everything's included. But like that doesn't mean you can't get involved. You can still spread the word on social media and do your bit.
That's right.
And obviously they are available on all social media platforms as well. So I just wanted to talk about that as well, because it is a big deal.
It's a big issue at the minute. Yeah,
and I thought it was quite a decent cause. It makes, if nothing else, it's spreading the message and making more people aware of things that can be done, basically, isn't it?
Well, like I said a couple of years ago about how you could get your gas for free. I know we
were talking about devices you can build on YouTube that are perpetual energy machines. Yeah. I mean, why are we not investing? I mean, literally build one big one for an estate and let that just,
Yeah, exactly.
You don't need to build big.
There's a lot of devices out there.
Their answer to these things is nuclear power stations. When's it ready? 10, 15 years. It's like, that's not going to cut it now. So we've got to go really cold for 15 years before we get some.
That's why we can
afford to put the heating on.
Because they're getting caught out, because they know now people are waking up and going, hold on, you agreed this and now you've changed your mind. No, this time we're not having it.
No, they don't even say that. You normally just say, I never said that. Yeah. And then you're like, wait a minute, we do actually have that recorded.
Yeah. Well, there's loads of different instances, and it seems like the powers that have been are trying to cover up their tracks at the moment and trying to scaremonger a lot of people and trying to get
even
more money out of you beforehand.
Like, don't pay your bill. If you don't pay your bills, you'll get in trouble. Like, and it's like, wait a minute.
Well, it's a legal fact in England. If you cannot pay your bill and you go to court and you still cannot pay your bill, you cannot go to jail for it. It's only if you can pay that bill and you're refusing to pay that bill. If you actually physically cannot pay that bill,
if you can show your budget and say, look, I cannot physically afford this, this is how much I'm willing to pay, and this is the thing, if you can make them an offer,
50p a month,
they cannot do anything.
Exactly.
You
are prepared to give an offer.
To make an offer. Yeah, exactly.
That's it, and that's a good point to it, because it does help you on your case. If you're willing to give them nothing, then the judge may be a bit more lenient on you, and you can sell that, you can sell this, you can sell that. Bang.
I've got right. So we're gonna go shift gear a bit here. Because I mean, with energy's important.
No doubt over the next couple of months or years, we'll be still talking about this. You're gonna be hearing
a lot more about this from us in the future, anyway. Yeah. But a few good shows have started over the last couple of weeks.
Like what?
Well, normally I'd hit you up with this at the beginning of the show, but
surprise me.
I'm surprised you with this one. Lord of the Rings, the Rings of Power.
What?
Lord,
it's a series
the
now.
Rings of Power.
This is getting kind of fucking ridiculous, I think.
It's not, because actually, I mean, I was saying it, I'm not a big Lord of the Rings fan. I'm generally not into orcs and hobbits and elves and shit. I'm more a sci-fi guy, right? Yeah. So if you got, like, you know, Alien vs. Predator or, like, you know, superheroes and stuff.
Yeah, but it's good to look into that kind of thing as well.
Great, yeah. Middle Earth, not so much. Enjoyed the Lord of the Rings. I'm not going to deny that. Yeah, it was a great story. The Hobbit was all right. Yeah, let's
it's not so bad. Yeah,
fucking is
just
what
fucking long-winded in certain points.
Yeah, they pulled the fucking Harry Potter around that one, innit? It's like, let's make 4 movies instead of 2, because I heard it was going to be 2 movies.
Yeah.
But they've now I do kind of sometimes like this when they kind of go, oh, well, what happened beforehand? Or, you know, like there's a line in a movie where they go, oh, like, so do you know in Star Wars when they went, oh, like, you don't know how many boffins died for this information, and then they bring out, like, Rogue One, and that whole movie is based on that one line, right? Yeah. So this is a prequel because obviously, in the beginning of Lord of the Rings, you have this sort of like synopsis of the story so far, where it was like the Age of Man, and they got greedy, and they fought. Oh, so
this shows how everyone got their power and everyone got their...
yeah. Because I'm still struggling with this because from where I'm sitting on the first 2 episodes, it's kind of suggesting that this battle with Sauron has already taken place. Right,
and he just
lost. He already had the one ring to rule them all at that point, because that's when the men cut his hand off and they took the ring off him, right? So therefore, that's already happened as far as I know. So the rings exist, but then they're kind of downplaying these rings of power at the moment. There's been a couple of occasions where they've kind of, there may be a reveal, but then they don't reveal anything. So you're kind of wondering who's got the rings, what's going on with the rings, where are the rings. There's also this other guy who's just shown up, who's a bit Gandalf there, but they've not said he's Gandalf. Yeah.
Is he Gandalf?
I think he's Gandalf, right? Let me know in the comments if you think he's Gandalf. Fella. He's a young bearded fella, right?
He's still got a beard?
He's all in grey and a bit wispy hair, and he's older. He's older than the Hobbit.
He's the Grey Wizard, isn't he? So.
Do you know one thing that's really kind of throws me? Yeah, because I like shows where they use unknown characters, unknown actors and stuff, because it kind of lends a bit more realism to it. Yeah, I can believe in those characters a little more.
Yeah.
So when I see Lenny Henry as one of the hobbits...
No.
Lenny
Henry's oh, no, shit.
Yeah, Lenny Henry's a hobbit. He's like a nomadic hobbit.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, man.
Oh, man.
So it's a bit kind of weird. That's a bit kind of off-putting, but not in a bad way. Do you know, like, he I can deal with the fact that he's a hobbit.
Yeah.
But it's it's just like, hang on a minute. That's my childhood comedian friend, Lenny Henry.
Yeah. See? I did it. There's, is it Games of Thrones have got
they've just released something about dragons.
Yeah, and that's a prequel.
Another prequel. Well. This is it.
It's
we've milked it for everything we've worth. Can we not get any more out
they're doing
of it?
A Star Wars. I bet you they're doing a Star Wars because they go, right, now you've seen the middle, now you've seen the beginning, now you'll see the end.
Well, they've already kind of done that, haven't they?
Well, yeah.
But I mean, I can guarantee we'll do a pre-prequel and a
an off-cut here and
saga. Right, so, I mean, do recommend Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power. That's on Amazon Prime. If you've got that, go and check that out. Another show that started in the break while we've been away is She-Hulk.
Oh, fuck off.
Do you know what, right? Actually, really
You're
good.
pulling my plonker.
I've got an issue with it, though. Right, and I don't mean like an issue with it because it basically She-Hulk's a bit like Deadpool in the sense that she breaks the fourth wall, talks to the audience, but she's also only gets the powers of a Hulk because she's in a car accident with Bruce and a bit of his blood gets into her and she ends up becoming a Hulk. But her bit is she can retain everything about her in both forms, right? So she's got the power on both forms. She's got control both times. Yeah, right. She's not an outrageous monster or anything like that. But so can he now. But she doesn't want to be a superhero. She's a lawyer. Yeah, so she's she wants to be a villain then. No, she ends up getting this. Oh yeah, in some ways you can argue that. Yeah, but she ends up being like the lawyer in this superhero justice department or whatever. Okay. Yeah, right. Yeah. And these cameos from previous baddies from Marvel law or the cinematic universe. So like her first case is Abomination, and she's like, I can't represent him. He had a fight with my cousin, you know. But my problem with it is, and I mean, in the comics, like, you know, female superheroes in general are all hypersexualized, you know, like even the men are, right? They've got this vision of perfection, of this idyllic sort of shape of a man or a woman.
So what, you got a couple of pecs.
So like, you know, in terms of like how, you know, your Black Widows and your kind of like live action superheroes on screen, they're in the leather, they're trying to get the shapely sort of physique that the comic books portray, right? But now this She-Hulk character is very much CGI. She's she's represented very cartoonish, with the very thin waist, with the big boobs.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if she's over-sexualized,
right?
Or if it's more kind of trying to keep true to the comic book accuracy, or is, you know, there's something about it where I think when I watch it, I feel like someone's going to be telling me off for watching this. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You get where I'm coming from.
I'm getting where you're coming from. Like, but is she actually? Does she want to go back? Does she want to go with Bruce?
Well, no. Bruce is a cousin, but there is a storyline in Old Man Logan where Bruce and Jessica end up like mating together and having kids, and they're cousins, but they have these all hillbilly Hulklings.
Oh yeah, true.
So you know, it's all weird shit going on in the Marvel comics.
Well, that is very true.
But keeping on the Marvel comics, another show that's just recently come out, is Welcome to Wrexham. Have you seen this?
No.
Well, this is Ryan Reynolds, aka Deadpool.
Yeah.
He's just bought Wrexham Football Club.
Fucking hell.
Believe it or not. Him and another chap who's an actor on Always Sunny in Philadelphia, I think. I forget his name. He's not as big as Ryan Reynolds. I do apologise. But between them, they've got this sort of fantasy about, like, you know, bringing a relatively bad club, a club that's at the bottom of all the divisions,
shitloads of money in there to bring it to the top.
Basically, and like, you know, so they've just literally bought Wrexham. There is a documentary on Disney Plus, which is really good. I'm not even into football, and I found it really funny, really fascinating. You know, it's like me going and buying a football club. I know fuck all about it.
Yeah.
I have no business buying a football club.
But you got the money.
But I've got the money. It's Deadpool. Do you know what I mean? It's like the guy. There's one point in the documentary where he's saying, like, you know, I've got a bit of money. This is the first guy, the Always Sunny guy.
Yeah.
And he's like, you know, I've got a bit of money, but I've got TV money. He goes, I need superhero money. I need, like, Marvel money.
Well, like dodgy money.
Yeah.
You could easily dodge it, you know.
Why dodgy money? Where does dodgy money come from?
Because a lot of rich people go and buy football clubs, and it's not only just to... You know.
So loads of shakes and fucking all that.
You know.
I know.
You've got a place now to launder all your fucking dodgy cash.
So do you think Deadpool's laundering dirty money through Wrexham Football Club? Well, we might be on something here. You know?
He's a classy bird. He's got he's got offshore accounts.
Oh yeah, he's got fucking accounts in the Cayman Islands.
Yeah, he's got accounts in every fucking bank in the world.
Yeah. Well, since it's our birthday, and you know, here's a birthday-related question for you.
Okay.
What age would you prefer to stay forever, if you could?
Oh shit, me a break there. I don't know. I think probably something like 21, 22.
21? Yeah. Nah, because I think
because
21
you've reached your peak.
Nah, not really, because I still look at 21-year-olds as not men. And I don't mean that in a horrible way. Yeah. Right, yeah.
But we're supposed to peak at about
like,
21.
As an older chap, yeah, right. I'm not that old, but like I'm older than 21. When I look at when I think 21, like I thought I knew it all. I really didn't.
No, but right? You obviously keep your own. You know, the memory. If I could go back to 21. You know, as in just
retaining everything that you know now.
Yeah, exactly. Or even then, going back to 21, it's a new experience. You know what I mean? you'd be learning other things over again. You'll maybe learn stuff that you've never learned before or never even thought of.
Yeah, so but by the time you get to the point where you are now, you could be a totally different person for it.
Yeah, but then can you stay at 21?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Growing?
You've got to stay at that age forever.
But your mind can expand.
No, I'm not saying that. I didn't say you could take your memories with you, did I? I just said what age would you
so when your birthday comes up, you're like, your memory's been wiped. You're right, you're starting over again. You're a little bastard.
No, you just remain 21 forever.
Yeah, but it's all the concepts of your mind, of you. If you're not there,
I don't know. I think I'm in the best shape I have ever been in. So I think, like, you know, in terms of like what I know now, what I'm like, you know, in terms of like my physical, my physical body.
Yeah.
I don't know, all that jazz I feel quite happy with. So, you know, it's like, you know, I was a bit kind of skinny and awkward at 21.
Yeah, but you could change yourself when then again, yeah, you might. Yeah, but then think of everything you could eat and not even, you know, put an ounce on.
No, because my metabolism didn't work that way when I was 21, so what's to say that I'm going to want to eat when I go back?
Yeah, well, if you're 21 and you're 21 for, you know, the rest of time.
Why 21 anyway? I
don't know why. What would you pick then?
I'd say middle age. I'd say somewhere where it was kind of still
like
like
30.
Yeah, but in me 30.
I was thinking around about 30, but I thought, you know, I'm a bit more leaner and a bit more, you know, not wear and tear. At the age of 21, whereas you're at 30, you're starting to go, right, I'm fucking breaking down.
When you're 21, you can go out on a 5-day drinking
binge,
you know what
I mean,
and still get up for work on a Monday. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? I get you.
You've got all that fucking, you know, all that, I don't know, power still left in you, the energy.
You've got all that, what is it?
Yeah, all the spunk.
Spunk and fucking, you're young, dumb and full of cum.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. Yeah, so, Well, 30, I would. Like I said, I would have picked 30, but you know, I want to go back even further just to contain myself. You know what I mean? Have the best ability that I've got at that time.
Just looking through some random questions there, and it's just actually it reminded me of something because the question is, what's the weirdest dream that you've ever had, or dreams that have been weird things happening in them? And I've had mad dreams the last couple of nights, you know. Like, really mad dreams.
I've had funny ones,
kind of funny ones. But it was like, I had one that was like, somebody had not seen for ages. Like, and the reason I'd not seen them for ages because they'd been in a coma. And they'd woke up and went, knocked on to tell me they were sorry I'd not seen them in ages because they'd been in a coma. And I was like,
fucking hell.
Yeah, you're all right.
Who do you know you haven't spoken to for a while?
I don't know. But it was crazy.
Sounds like a stranger's going to knock on your door
and tell me that they've been away because of that.
Yeah.
I say, all right.
I've been in a coma. What's your name? I live here.
I don't remember you.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry that you've woke up and the first thing that you thought of doing was coming to apologise to me.
Yeah.
I don't even know who you are, son.
Now fuck off.
Or call the police.
Yeah. Nuisance. I've got a nuisance.
Nuisances. Do you what do you think about this? Because again, you know, got a lot to talk about. But I've been noticing a lot of things, and I fell down a couple of Karen rabbit holes on the internet.
Right.
Like, basically, if you don't know what a Karen is, a Karen is one of these people who starts like screaming at a customer service rep, and you know, because they've waited a little extra than they wanted to, or
they're a little princess.
They wasn't very satisfied with the treatment they got, or for whatever reason. Sometimes you just go picking trouble and starting fights for no reason. I fell down these Karen rabbit holes, mate, and do you know what? It actually it's quite funny to watch, but they stress you out because sometimes I'm watching them and I'm thinking, which one of them's the Karen? Are they both the Karen? Are they both right?
Which two Karens together.
Two Karens together. And then when you throw in a Kevin.
Oh, well.
Oh, mate.
If you throw in a Kevin, that means a Dave may turn up. And if a Dave turn up, that's it.
No, Daves are all right. In most people would say a Dave's a good pair of hands. A safe pair of hands. But a Karen or a Dave, no. Right. Now, why in society do you think that people have got this entitled that they think that they're able to do this sort of act this way?
Because they've been brought up
wrong. And expect that they are so entitled to be treated it's
because the belt got took away from the adults from punishing kids.
That's true. I reckon that's true, actually, because it seems to be that generation of kids that didn't get a fucking good hiding as a
Some
child.
Kids need a crack. No injuries.
No, actually, most of these Karens, though, are pretty kind of like older
ladies. Yeah, because they've been princess like, pampered by the parents or whoever, and they've got a sugar daddy or whatever, you know what I mean? They're like, they're just
used to getting everything they want. No one ever says no to them.
And it's like, you know what? Fuck off.
If you're a Karen, stop it. Yeah. There's no need, really, is there?
Yeah, because everyone behind your back thinks you're a twat.
Well, they say it to the faces in most
sometimes,
cases.
Yeah.
That rhymed. If you know a Karen, we'd love to interview her on the show. Get her on. I think that'd be hilarious.
And we don't mean the ones who are named Karen.
Just if you call Karen, just if you know them. Nah, I don't think they'd agree. Anyway, have you got anything else you want to talk about anything birthday related or anything that you've been up to? Because I do have a couple of like bits and pieces. No, you go for it, sir.
Well, my mind's blank at the minute now because I'm thinking about the Karens and what they're doing.
All right.
Like, it's kind of...
So, all right then. I've got some questions. What? So it's our 4th birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. And, we've been doing this now for 187 episodes.
Yeah.
Right?
In a long road.
And this is a question for the listeners as well, right? Yeah. Is there anything that you've enjoyed mostly over the last 4 years? Now it's 3 years. That's 4th year now, isn't it?
Yeah.
We've done
we're
4
in
years. Season 5 now. Yeah, that's right.
We're going to be in 5 years.
Yeah, we're into the 5th year.
Yeah.
So, right. So, is there anything that you've enjoyed? Any segments that you've enjoyed doing over that time? Is there anywhere you see this going? If you were like, right, we're going to make some changes, what's going to happen? And you could bring back one of our old segments, or what would you do? What have you enjoyed doing? What's been the highlight?
To be in all honestness on it, I've enjoyed every single bit of it. Because I'm finding out things. Viewers are finding out things. We're bringing out.
This is a public service announcement.
Yeah, we're bringing stuff to people that might not have the ability or the time to actually look into some of these stories and
because we do a variety, and we say it at the top of the show, don't we? We do a variety of topics, and I like to think that we keep it fresh and we do different things, and we could be talking about cryptids or ghosts or aliens or whatever, and it's all fun, and it's all interesting. It's like stuff that fascinates me. So I feel like we will always do that, and if listeners ever want us to tackle a certain topic, that they can always get in touch and ask us to do that. And we've done that in the past. Guests to come and feature on the show, which they have, and we will always get guests on the show.
Looking at a list.
I did like work doing stuff like when we've been invited to do stuff like Superpod. Where it was something a bit different, and we had to put a totally package to a good show together. Or when we've done live streams, because it's a bit more personal. We feel like we're connecting a bit more with the audience, which is nice.
What do you find the worst part of it?
The worst part of the podcast? Oh God, all the admin. You see, I do all the admin. I do all the all the
business behind the
business behind the background, like website and all the rest of it. And for some reason, in my last job, I had a laptop. I was on my laptop, so I could sneak in bits and pieces all the time. Whereas the job I'm working now, I don't
do that. So
I'm not sat at a desk basically do it. So I don't have as much time to kind of do a bit of the admin. So I do admit that these bits that I've fell behind on, and I need to keep up on that. But again, it's like when you have a week off sick, and it's like you can't perform anyway. It's like shit gets left behind, and it's like more important stuff comes. Life admin. So
this is where I'd say the bad points are we haven't got enough time.
That's the thing.
We haven't got enough, space or time where we've talked about it, where we can just go right. we've got an idea. I had an idea last night.
Oh, of course,
like,
yeah.
let's go to the studio.
Well, this is it.
Let's have a little look at it.
Having a permanent setup, yeah. 'Cause I don't know if you realise this, but we break down everything. Every episode we record, we don't have a permanent space, a permanent setup. We don't have a studio. We just record. We did like have a permanent space for a while, but things changed, and now we make the best of what we can do. It won't be forever, but the fact is that it still kind of like crimps our creativeness, if you like. It help, when we're thinking, there's so much we could be doing.
Yeah, like, I mean, we've talked about it so many times.
Frustrating,
that we can bring.
We can't push further without and I mean, I hate to say it, but finances, right?
Yes,
because generally speaking, like, I worry sometimes because, like I say, it's like, am I doing enough? Am I doing the right things as a podcaster to try and bring income, revenue streams? Like, am I doing enough? Right? Yeah. But then you think, well, I did a lot and it didn't really pay off very well. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it kind of demotivates you. And I think, a lot of podcasters will say the same. I mean, when you start a podcast, you think, I want to monetize it. I want to make it this great thing that everybody gets behind.
You want to be big straight away.
You want to be big straight away. You've got to level up, haven't you? You've got to do your rip and kind of and statistics. Statistics will say that most podcasts won't get past episode 3. Yeah, and these something that Badoosh, actually one of our fans. Our listeners even. Badoosh, hiya mate, not spoke to you for a while.
Badoosh,
in fact, I'm just going to get this tweet up because it basically was quite interesting because it basically gave a load of stats on podcasts basically, So it was like, and I found it quite
to get information. We spread info. Nice information. We like info as well. We only do this for use, really. You know what I mean?
So it says, can you separate yourself from the pack? Being consistent. Hang on. So can you separate yourself from the pack so much by being consistent, but more than being talented? So 90% of podcasts don't make it past episode 3. 90% do. 90% make it past episode 20. So, considering we've made it to episode 187, says that, Plus. And I think there is a level of faking it till you make it, because when we started out, we didn't know what we were doing.
What was it, a mobile phone? And
we just knew we wanted to do something, and it was a case of let's do it, and let's see, we'll learn along the way, and think that, I'm not a very business-minded person in that sense where I'm money motivated, so it's like finding revenue streams and stuff is kind of not my first concern. Do you know what I mean?
It's,
I mean, maybe we need somebody to do that. Like, I don't know.
Well, we've even called out, haven't we? We've called out for people if you want help at any stage. We'll have a look at you.
Yeah, we'll do an assessment. We'll interview your ass.
We will.
Yeah, well, I mean, so, I mean, in terms of, like, that's kind of... Then we got deep with that one.
Well,
but I do believe that, like, it is something that we both have a passion for and we'll carry on doing it because we enjoy it. We kind of, like, we're invested in it and it's like...
Highlight of the week, man.
Well, yeah, it is. And, I mean, it's one of those... it's not work. We get to hang out and we have a chat and we kind of, like... bring information we've learned over the week to the table, and we try and put out a good episode as best we can, and we hope that you guys enjoy it.
And it sounds like you do.
Well, for the most part, could always do better.
Well, true, I mean? But nothing's 100%. You know what I mean? But it's again as well, like going through them stages of like not going from bottom to top straight away, but walking through that program of like, because it works out what most podcasts start earning money after between 3 and 5 years.
Oh, well, they best get a roll on then.
Well, but then
get a move on.
There's been a lot of stuff between that time as well on like monitoring, like, and people getting like less money for their actual product that they're actually bringing out. And like you said, we don't really do this for the money. We just do it because we like doing it.
No, but the thing is, right? Because we had a few Patreons for a while, right? And that afforded for the website to be there, because we have to pay for the website every month. And then for some reason you lose Patreons. I mean, Patreon for us hasn't really ever worked out. I mean, if you want to join Patreon, please do. Yeah, we have a few tiers, and we'd love to start kind of using it more, but we've never felt like it was a worth it because we didn't have any Patreons. So, you know.
Yeah, we did have a few bits and bobs,
but like I say, that just covered the website costs, and then they've gone away, so now we have to pay that ourselves.
That's
so
right,
it's actually costs us money every week to do the podcast.
To do it,
We're not having a moan.
We're not.
So I'm quite happily pay it. But it's like, you know, it's like when you see people doing other, you know, obviously they're rather doing something differently or know something that we don't. So anyway, I'm not, like I say, I feel like I'm having a right bitch.
Well, no. We're just stating out the facts of where we're standing at the moment.
Doesn't mean we're going to stop doing it anyway.
We're going to continue as long as we can possibly continue this. With no money in the bank or anything.
One question I get asked a lot is, are you, is this your mate?
Yeah?
Yeah, when they hear the podcast and they go, who's your mate? Like, and I go, well, it's Taylor. They listen to you, and then, like, they start going, oh, how's Taylor? Like, do you know what I mean?
I'm all right, thank you very much, people. Thank you for asking.
But why are we mates? Why are we mates? What happened?
I don't know. I don't know. We just collided in
it was
a
just
job
like
that we were
two
working
fucking
together.
like ships in the night.
Yeah, it was down. We was talking. You was talking to someone about these subjects that we talk about, and I've been talking about it as well because I was quite a mouthy fucker in my old job. You know, I'd stand there and I will talk to you.
In fact, when I first got...
I never used to be like that.
When somebody told me, they said, have you met Taylor? They didn't refer to you as Taylor. They said, have you met Spooky Mulder?
Yeah, that's right.
Or Dug Up.
Yeah, that's right.
Have you met Dug Up?
Yeah.
And I was like, what? Who's Dug Up? And they said, why'd you call him Dug Up? And he says, because he looks like he's just been dug up.
Yeah, you know, you get up in the morning in my grave.
And then it became Spooky Mulder.
Yeah.
And then I was like, why'd you call it? Because he's into UFOs. And I was like, right, I need to talk to that guy. He seems fun.
And then we started talking, weren't we? And then you suggested come around your place and let's have a go at podcast and see what we can bring out.
And it was awesome, as you agree.
Yeah.
Anyway,
totally.
Well, we've got some more stuff coming up in the show. I think we've got some news stories.
Yes.
I have actually been trying to cherry pick some brilliant news stories for tonight because I knew we were going to have a ramble of a show.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I wanted to bring something a bit special to the news. So we'll be heading that way.
We will.
In a second.
Indeed.
Well, one thing I do enjoy about the podcast, is being able to work with a world-renowned ufology, UFO expert of 30 years. This is Mr.
Blush.
Taylor. And at that, I felt that it'd be nice to kind of give you a test your metal on your birthday.
Oh, yes, I like my metal tested.
Actually, your birthday's coming up soon as well.
It is, couple of weeks.
Couple of weeks. Same for me, actually. I'll be giving you a shout out on that day.
Yes.
But yeah, we have a UFO quiz. I'm going to give you a birthday UFO quiz. Let's see how you fare.
Okay.
And in
farewell.
Some pretty reasonably hard questions. We'll see how you fare. We'll be getting on with that.
Yeah.
Let's get some quiz music going.
Oh, what's this?
Oh, you can consider that quiz music. Right, well, this is a UFO quiz.
Yep.
Yeah, to test whether you know your UFOs or not. Now, on UFO knowledge, well, the first question, are you ready?
Yeah.
The US Air Force investigated UFO sightings under Project Blue Book.
Uh-huh.
Of the 12,618 cited reports between 1947 and 1969, how many are still unidentified?
I think it's just over.
It is a multiple choice.
Okay, go.
So, is it A, 10,000, B, 701, C, 2, or D, none?
Oh, now. Am I thinking this a different way here? I would say, then, it's 10,000.
It was actually 701.
Right, because the last report I heard, there was...
so that's trying to say that out of all them 12,000 sightings that they've identified and were able to say that paradoxically they were something else.
Yeah, basically, all of them, that apart from like the 700 and odd, was identified as like swamp gas, balloons,
like reflecting from Venus.
Yeah, and all that kind of shit. Yeah. So I should have stayed with my first suggestion.
Yeah, 701 still quite a lot of unidentified objects in the sky, isn't it? But between like, well, it was a fair few years.
Yeah.
Well, question 2.
Yep.
In 1947, a man in Roswell, New Mexico, found foil-reflecting metallic sticks
Jesse.
and other odd materials in his bedroom, B, his sheep pasture, or C, his outdoor swimming pool.
What, where the actual crash was?
Where did he find it? Where did he find his metallic reflective...
sheep
was
pasture.
It in his sheep pasture? It was indeed, yes, in the sheep pasture.
Yeah.
And who was it?
Jesse Marceau, was it, who found it? He was the sheriff.
There you go. Well, there you go. 2 for 2. Well, I'd say I'll give you half a point for the first one because that was your first instinct. Yeah. So, question 3.
Yeah.
Don't forget to shout out at home if you know it.
Yeah.
In 1957.
Yeah.
In Levelland, Texas, a UFO sightings were reported after residents said a glowing rocket-shaped object had caused what? Oh. It was A, their car engines to stall. B, the dogs to run across town and start barking.
Yeah.
Or C, temporary paralysis to those exposed.
Now, at first I was going to say A, but I think it is C. I don't know what year it was, but I do recall an incident like that. So I would say C.
It was actually cars stalling.
Right.
Now, I'd actually heard a UFO story about dogs getting, packs of dogs running across the town because of a UFO sighting. And that was what I thought it might have been.
Yeah.
But no, it was actually their car engine stalled. But we've seen that. Yeah. I would have thought you would have got that because we've talked about many times when UFO stories, cars stall and electronics and machinery fail.
Well, that's why I was going to go for A, but then it just
might have been a trick question.
Yeah, it might have been, this one incident that, I recall people being, knocked unconscious and shit like that for about an hour. And then waking up going what the fuck's gone on here? And there has been some gases in some other areas where it's been kind of like that. And that's where I thought it was going. But, yeah, that's fair enough.
There you go. Well, there's your quiz. We'll give you 4 questions. I think that's great. I don't want to be taking up all your time.
Yeah,
when we've got the news coming up.
We have.
In fact, it's just here.
Ooh.
It's the news! Well, big news is Taylor only scored 2 points in that quiz.
Yeah, on one question, I think.
I think we give you a point and a half. There you go.
Well, man,
yeah, I'm sorry if you don't want you fuck up your reputation.
Well, yeah.
Actually, no, because I think there you gave better answers.
Yeah.
And you gave a bit more background information. So that's what more can you ask for?
Explain where it was coming from.
Exactly. Yeah. So a lot's been going on since the last time we spoke. Checked up on the news.
Fucking hell.
There's so much. In fact, let me change. Oh God, I'm still quiz musicking.
You are.
What's going on?
Quizmaster, man.
Turn that down.
Quizmaster Chief. Oh,
sorry.
Here we go.
Dramatic news monkey music. And talking about monkeys.
Oh yeah.
I got this story here. I find this really quite interesting. So Mickey Dolzen. From the Monkees.
Yeah.
From this, if you don't know who the Monkees are, they're a 1960s quartet.
Yeah.
They were very kind of modelled on the Beatles, a bit mop-toppy, and they were a manufactured band. They were one of the first manufactured bands. And Davy Jones which was the cheeky English chap, was from Manchester.
He was, indeed, yeah.
I kind of always liked the Monkees. They had a Saturday morning show.
They did,
Do you know what I mean? Like, where they kind of did, like, antics and, like,
That's
was kind of really quite entertaining. You didn't know whether they were a real band or they were a TV show. I couldn't as a kid.
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah, and he did a film, I believe. Or
they did a few.
Two.
I've got Monkees on vinyl somewhere.
Have
like,
you really?
Yeah, the best Monkees. Yeah,
man.
Take the last train to Clarksville, and I'll meet you at the station. Yes, tunes, mate. Honestly, and we're Hey with the Monkees. We can't help monkeying around.
Yeah.
Well, it turns out that Mickey of the Monkees is suing the FBI, right, over a secret dossier on the band. Now, it turns out that obviously he's asked for this, or this, it's come out that there was a secret dossier.
Yeah.
And it turns out they were doing it to everyone during the 60s and probably still to do to this day.
Yeah.
In terms of how their music and how this band's influence is going to affect the kids of today in the Satanic Panic.
Yes, exactly the same kind of thing.
It's the same thing,
controlling what we listen
I guarantee the Beatles have got a dossier on them, Rolling Stones, the Sex Pistols, anybody who's coming into the States that is going to maybe cause waves.
Anyone
in
who
society.
looks like, anyone who's got who's the up and comings as well.
So, they've got files on him, probably done a load of background checks on the guys in the Monkees, and Mickey's suing them over it because, obviously, why would they need to do that? What was it that they were suspected they were up to?
Well, to be honest, I think in future, we'll be all doing the same thing.
Probably, yeah. But, he's the last surviving member of the Monkees, and he's suing the FBI over the secret dossier because he believes the agency's holds on information on him and his former bandmates. Mickey's 77. He's a former drummer and vocalist of the popular British American band. And he's filed a lawsuit, basically saying through the Freedom of Information Act that they were basically they've been sort of kind of kind of penalised or looked into by the FBI. So according to Rolling Stone magazine, FBI has files on former bandmates, as well as kind of other bands, they assume. So, like,
I hope a lot of the other bands are going to do exactly the same thing and sort this shit out.
They were the Monkees were known for Last Train to Clarksville, Daydream Believer, which was a mega tune. A lot still sang everywhere today, and loads more. So but I thought that was totally worth suing the FBI.
Yeah, totally.
It's like, what sort of information did you expect that you're going to gain from?
I wonder if it's going to be put on media news. You know what I mean? That if bands are going to turn around and start going, right, I'm suing you.
Oh, I wonder what the FBI's dossier on us looks like. Yeah, that'd be fun.
All right, then what about the MI5?
I want to know.
MI6.
I want to know if you
National Crime Agency. Q.
Right, stop just listing people.
That's groups that will possibly have to do the same thing in Britain.
I see where you're going.
You know what I mean?
So groups that'll have to...
Yeah, groups of agencies that have actually got dossiers on every single person. We'll have to, if we've got enough power to do that in this country, which I think we have, we'll be able to get them and then find out and then go, right, well, I'm suing you for this, I'm suing you for that.
Freedom Information Act, but it's like with the FBI.
To a degree.
No, you've got to think about it in the same way that, like, these FBI UFO documents or CIA UFO documents. Or JFK. There's a statute of limitations on it where it's 60 years goes by, now it's fair game, you can release that. It's not so sensitive anymore.
It can be reviewed and
this is why this guy's information's come out, because it's been so long that he's applied for the Freedom of Information Act and he's got the result, right? And now he doesn't like what the information they had on him, so he's suing them, right? Which is fine. Yeah, great, good work, Monkey Man.
Wicked work.
What I'm getting at is it seems that is it a case of that this evidence that this dossier was held for so long because it was in one of those grey areas where it wasn't yet released, and we'll find this more and more. I mean, look, he's the last surviving member of the band. If it wasn't for a couple of years, God help him and all the rest of it. I don't obviously wish anyone ill health. But, he's the last of the band. it's like a couple of years down the line, the FBI wouldn't have technically had a problem to release that information.
That's true. That's if they did. That's if they wanted to release that information.
It's like once all the Rolling Stones snuff it, are they going to go, hey, check this dossier we had on him?
Yeah, but if no one goes and sniffs around these agencies, then a lot of these dossiers and programs and that will be thrown in the corner, and no one will know about it, and no one will know what's actually going on behind the lines. You know what I mean? So people like that who. Let's be honest, can afford to do that.
Well, hey, we're
you know
the
what
monkeys.
I mean? If we could afford to do that, then yeah, fair enough. But he could.
That's what I'm saying.
And he's done a good thing.
We've said some mad shit on this podcast. I'm wondering what our dossiers say. If you can get my dossier.
Well, we had a cop car for 2 weeks out fucking side my yard.
We did actually,
when we started complaining about it.
When you started complaining about it.
Yeah, but you agree with me.
Well, talking about the police, I found this story about the Canadian police and an exorcist. Yeah, an exorcism.
What?
An exorcism, yeah, right. So the police have been informed that there was this exorcism being performed at a camp.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it was a camp for kids or something. It was like a Canadian camp.
That's
right?
a bit.
So the Canadian police, though, have said that they're not going to file charges against the exorcist who left a youngster bleeding and trembling on the floor.
What? So actual damage?
Yeah, well,
physical assault?
I assume so, but he was attempting to expel a demon, and it was legal.
And it was legal?
Yep.
For assaulting that child for the belief that you believe?
Right, so as the story goes... there was a story on CBC News, right?
Yeah.
Now, the story basically said that this guy was doing he decided to perform an exorcism on a child and made other children watch. He said it was unclear how long the ceremony lasted, but the children were meant to stay there, and he said that they had to stay in touch with them the rest of their lives because he was the only one who knew how to get rid of the demonic entities.
Fucking
pedo. Well, this is what the news outlet had reported.
Yeah.
Right? Now, he's responded to this now and wrote an article saying that what they've said is a whole pack of lies, basically, and that he didn't perform an exorcism. It was a case that these children had asked him to help, and he prayed for them. Prayed for the kid. They asked him to
so
pray
he didn't actually do any...
I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, it does seem a bit kind of like... But he said, I never asked him to, say that I needed to stay in touch with you.
Yeah.
But he's basically come back and said, this is not what happened, right? And he he did say that he was praying over him and wanting to, in the name of Jesus or whatever, was trying to cast out demons. Yeah, right? So... I mean, I've seen The Exorcist. That's all. The power of Christ compels you.
Yeah.
The power of Christ compels you.
But the thing is, that just shows how one-sided a media is.
Well, no, it's the police as well, because the police have deemed this not an offence because he was just praying.
There was no offence.
Doing what Mark 16:17 teaches.
Yeah, but the way the media put that across, like I turned around and went, pedo, straight away, and it could have been a mob out there
this happened
attacking
in a
him
camp
for no
cabin.
reason.
This happened in a camp cabin.
Yeah.
Apparently there was witnesses, and they were the ones who reported the story.
Okay.
So...
Adult witnesses.
I think there was a mix, but anyway, regardless, the kid was left in a bit of a state.
Yeah.
But I mean,
so
it's
to
like
be questioned.
I mean, I was sitting there in the cabin, and I just said to myself, "What would Jesus do?" And I started praying away the devils. That's what he's saying he did.
Yeah.
But the police have gone, fair enough.
Yeah, but then there's always two sides to one story, isn't there? Because he could have just got slipped over a rock or something, fell over. Right now it looks like that
the kid could have been having a legitimate fit or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know what the kid's health background was like, but I mean, it sounded when they say, when they described that he was having, shaking and on the floor. That sounds like an ailment.
I don't think the police should dismiss it, though. I think the police should investigate more into it because, one, you need to know what happened to the kid, what the witnesses are actually saying. Can it go to court? Is there enough evidence? Is the guy wrong, or is the guy being treated wrong? You know what I mean? Because it can't end like that. Because if it ends like what it has now, like said the news reports that are going out saying he's a bad one.
Well, he's saying I don't regret
praying
praying for the boy. The prayers were needed. I saw with my own eyes to set free by the power of Jesus. The power of
compels
love
you
and all. Yeah, mate, it's just love, power, loving God. Bless your day. Have a lovely.
Might be a hippie kind of fella, you know what I mean?
Sounds it.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got nothing against it, but you know, it's believe what you believe. But I mean, it's like, you know, I feel like
There's
sometimes.
still questions,
I mean,
I'd
it's
say.
like, right, all right, then you live next to Ned Flanders, right?
Oh,
yeah,
please
right?
don't. Oh.
If you fell into that situation, some people are like that, mate. They just see that literally and go, "Oh, this is fucking devils, demons, and shit," and I need to
exactly
use my Jesus powers.
It's interpreting what's actually
expel
happening.
the bastard.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Because all witnesses can be wrong. You know what I mean? In an instance, because you may see it in one way, but on the other hand,
it's judging a situation based on your beliefs
way,
and your social sort of background. So if you're like heavily into Bible reading, and your Bible says, you know, if you see somebody speaking in tongues and doing fucking like having a fit, and you interpret that as
demon in there trying to escape,
exactly. Then what are you going to do? Start praying,
exactly,
and thinking that that's gonna somehow solve the problem. It's probably not.
But you know, you never know. It might do. You know what I mean?
Stranger things happen.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Anyway, have you got any birthday news you want to talk about?
I've got news about some coppers.
What, like coppers in your pocket or police officers?
Police officers.
Hello.
Well,
who saw this in?
Scottish police have decided they're going to go all green. Okay?
I heard you told me like, go for it. Yeah.
So they went and spent £20 million at 20 police stations, so they can bring in some e-cars. So they're good for the environment and get rid of the old petrol and diesel cars. Let's throw them in the skip for a while, yeah. But then they had a little problem on the first day.
Right, go on.
As they were driving round, I'm running out of electric. I need to charge up. Where do I charge? There was no chargers out there.
So what? They've bought them for towns that don't have the adequate
they
charging
have
ports.
nothing
But that just means
there.
they've got to upgrade the infrastructure, really, doesn't it? Really, I mean, like
and go and buy some new vehicles to actually be policed. Yeah,
I'd say. Right, you've got to all drive around in electric golf buggies until we get it sorted. I mean, it's a cheaper option, and I mean, some of these Scottish towns are pretty small anyway.
Get on your bike.
Yeah, get on the mountain bikes. Yeah. That is a way better idea.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah,
Make you fit and healthy.
It's like
plus
if you fucked up there, right? Get on the bikes. Get electric bikes if you want.
Yeah, well, yeah, there you go. Yeah, have you seen some of the speeds that them fuckers can go?
I think in the UK they're supposed to be capped at a certain speed.
Yeah,
but a lot of them
caps have fell off.
Definitely not on a lot of them.
Definitely.
I've seen Uber drivers going like 90 down the road. Honestly, like fucking trying to deliver a pizza.
It's fucking. That's why we need more fucking cops.
No, but it's people like that. I'm a cyclist, right?
Yeah.
And it's like now you can't differentiate a cyclist from somebody who's riding an electrified vehicle.
That's true.
Right? And when these vehicles are going 40 miles an hour down roads, that
paths.
to me is that's like going to cause as much injury if it crashed into me than a fucking scooter would, something that's road legal.
Besides the person who's on there, that's going to injure them.
I mean, I've got no objections to having electric vehicles, but I mean, like what that happens is it starts making like people say, "Oh, you need to have insurance, you need to have a license, you need to be road legal to ride a push bike."
I could see that coming.
Like, whereas there was not. I mean, people didn't like cyclists, but they put up with it.
Yeah,
and you know
because they wish they would.
More of a cycle infrastructure with cycle lanes and stuff.
Yeah, it's getting better. But it needs still more
when
work.
You've got bikes that can go 40, 50 mile an hour whizzing down the cycle lane on the road,
when you're doing 20,
we can't even do 20 most of the time. When you've got traffic and lights and all the
people
rest of it.
walking across.
It's not exactly like you can do mega speeds on a push bike.
Yeah, that's true.
Unless you've got open road,
or downhill.
But like when you've got these motorized ones, it's like, well, where's the line between motor vehicle and leisure bike or leisure vehicle?
If it's got an engine, electric or not, it should be like tax, MOT, should be like a motorcycle.
Well,
basically.
in some ways, I think. I mean, I don't want to be a killjoy or anything, but like, you know,
well, if it goes over 20 mile an hour, then yeah.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying though, because most of them in the UK should be only 15 mile an hour limited, but like, say a lot of them are broke and don't really limit.
Yeah.
So you know.
So then what you do is you go to the police or the government should go to the manufacturer and go, right, sort that out that it can't be capped. If you don't, you're not selling it here. Well, done.
You know, talking about fuck ups. I mean, that's a fuck up there with the police and their car fucking.
Good idea, but no brains behind it.
I mean, I like the fact that, you know, they've gone green.
Yeah, but no brains behind it. You didn't even consider, and they were even considering just, you know, pulling over and getting houses, because there was an argument with someone in the house about the police wanting to use their electric to charge the car.
Ooh.
But then it turned out the actual cable, it's the wrong kind of cable. You can't actually do it into a normal house. You can get an adapter.
They're like Apple. You know what I mean? These are not sold.
Yeah, but these are police
Apple
officers.
Adapters sold separately.
These are police officers, you know what I mean? It's
like knocking on your door going, excuse me, love, I'm here to commandeer your electric.
Got a warrant in my back pocket. You don't need to see it, do you, really?
I'm trying to catch a perp. I need to commandeer your electric meter for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Anyway, talking from one fuck up to another, this is a crypto fuck up.
All right.
Yeah, so crypto.com have majorly fucked up recently after transferring 10.5 million to a woman instead of £100 refund.
Oh, she's a lucky bird.
So I think she was supposed to receive $100, instead received 10.5 million. They didn't discover the error until 7 months later. And now they, unsurprisingly, trying to get the money back.
Go fuck
and
yourself.
That's proving very difficult. The actual company was
which company?
Crypto.com.
Oh,
firm founded by Matt Damon.
Matt Damon,
yeah, he was the founder of Crypto.com. Yeah, and they've just flushed away 10.5 million.
Well, you know, it won't take them long to get it back. You know what I mean? You know, you should, because I think there's a time limit to check your errors. I think it's up to 6 months, and then, like, legally, you have to give it back because it was a.
Well, there you go, because she's had it for 7 months. They didn't even
she's got
notice.
away with it. Yeah, good girl. Yeah. Good. The person who did that, I bet they ain't got a job no more, though.
Oh yeah, definitely. Someone's had to pay for that, haven't they?
Yeah. Oh yeah. But if you want a drink, I've got a good place you should go at the moment, especially if you're young.
Go on.
Japan.
Oh, why?
Yeah, Japan are actually encouraging youngsters to actually go and get liquored, basically because their economy works on alcohol. And a part of their economy is not doing very well because of the lockdowns and that. So now it's hit them like they want more people in Japan to go out and actually go and drink, so they can earn more profit. Yeah, and they're egging teenagers and that to come out have a drink.
Get pissed.
Yeah. Obviously, I don't know the age limit over there. I'm presuming it's about 16, 18, something like that. But
well, I've got another story out of Japan. This is probably why.
All right,
you know what I mean? Well, no, this is kind of like, do you know, we've all had that where we've had a mobile phone, and then like, you know, you'll go to update your app and it'll say, nah, your phone don't work with this app anymore. It's like outdated. You need a new phone.
I've got an issue like that at the minute.
Your phone's worse than the app that you're trying to download. Well, this is a story about a man who got married to a hologram. In Japan.
Oh.
And he can no longer communicate with his wife. His hologrammatic wife.
Why not?
Well, I mean, it's a problem with most marriages.
Well,
you know what I mean? These things happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Communication breaks down.
Couple of years, you know, the honeymoon period's over.
In
you
different
lose
rooms.
Communication. She's watching Corrie while you're playing Xbox.
Yeah.
It's all fucking going downhill.
Yeah, it's just
Well, this is a problem, but I mean, this problem isn't even his fault. Yeah, he could have been the most attentive husband in the world, to be fair. But like, this is a computer software issue.
All right.
Yeah, that allowed the interface and the interaction between them two. He's no longer supported with his hologrammatic kit.
Oh no, he didn't buy the extra upgrade.
God knows, but basically, like they've just said, it's stopped the hologram being able to communicate with him.
Oh, but
which means effectively his relationship is over.
She's divorced him.
Oh, it's been,
I'm around you for
she
this
could
many
be
times.
longing to speak to him, like, I can't speak.
Well, but it's it's only a computer program.
I'd just find yourself a nice calculator and settle down.
Yeah.
A nice little pocket.
Even
pocket
go
PC.
cheaper, ruler. There you go.
Slide ruler.
Yeah, slide ruler.
Yeah,
Yeah, with a little
school.
pen on the side of it, so you can do markings.
For cheating.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what you got the rub for.
Well, keeping it with the AI and the robots and the hologrammatic shit. Well, this is a story. I mean, I'm hogging the news, but I've got so much of it.
Yeah, go for it.
This is a story. I said this was going to happen.
Did you now?
I foreseen
this?
Say? I must have said it on one episode or another.
Yeah.
But
let's see the proof. Go on.
Well, I was talking about AI.
Yeah.
Right? Like an AI is getting to a point where it can compose music and paint and be creative.
Yeah.
Based on algorithms of what we find desirable and what we like to hear or see. Yeah. Right. So this guy has entered a painting that has been done by AI. Into a state fair art contest, a fine art contest.
Right.
Yeah, and it won.
Oh, fucking hell. First time.
Well, yeah, so this is a synthetic media artist named Jason Allen entered an AI-generated artwork into the Colorado State Fine Art Fair art competition.
Yeah.
And it was announced last week that he'd won first place. Yeah, Allen had used Mid-Journey. A commercial image synthesis model available. So he's basically synthetic models and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And created this AI generated artwork.
Okay.
And
sounds good.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's digital art and he's made it that way, but it says it's AI.
Well, then...
But I said that, if basically AI is creating, artwork, is that going to not just kill, like, creativity within within humanity? Because it's like, why we don't have to do it anymore?
Some may say, though, they expand it by then doing actually just being a computer programmer. You know what I mean? They do it in their way. Because, like, in art, you can do, you do it in your kind of special way that outshine that you think outshines.
So what you're saying is like the
computer programmer could be an artist.
The artist in terms of creating the AI that creates the painting.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but that's just like can I say, oh, I've created this algorithm that creates paintings, therefore I painted that. I can't say that. The AI painted it, and even though I generated the AI.
Well, yeah, because you told it what to do.
No, but it did it independently. It decided that this was going to be an appeasing photo for me or image for me to look at.
Yeah, but you're the parent to that AI.
I never told it what I wanted.
You just went...
I just said, paint me a picture.
Okay, yeah, and it painted you something. Well, yeah.
Maybe.
Well, yeah, and... Yeah, no.
Yeah,
I agree to disagree.
Yeah.
On some aspects of it, yeah, but in others, if you look deeper into it, it is down to you because it wouldn't have been born.
Well,
because
again,
of you.
Well, all right then.
So you're sort of like the parent to it.
What if you made the AI, but I told it what to do?
Well, then that's I'm the creator of it, but you're the programmer of it. You're programming it to do what you want it to do, but I made it and give it to you to do what it needs to do.
Yeah, but did it do it because I asked it to and set the parameters, or did it do it because it was using its own interpretation of the rules?
Because you give it the parameters of it, what its instructions to do, what it needs to do. Yeah. So I am the birthright of that program.
I don't believe you. Yeah. Right, have you got anything else you want to talk about? Because we're going to have to move on soon.
Prime Minister. Yeah.
Which one?
We find out tomorrow at 12:30. Yes.
New Prime Minister.
Yeah, new Prime Minister.
Well, say tomorrow. It'll be tomorrow when they get the episode. So today.
Yes.
Hooray.
Today, yeah. Earlier on, yeah.
Just before.
Yeah.
We've got a new Prime Minister. And why are we cheering? Because neither one of them fucking
are any good. Honest,
They both got ties with Shell Oil or some other oil company or other.
They got to have money, man. They got to make the money.
Yeah, but as we said earlier...
Yeah, dodgy.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll see what happens. Well, we've just seen what happens. And who was it who won?
She won. He won, yeah.
They all won.
Yeah.
Boris,
none of them did.
Boris is now a backbencher.
Boris turned around and said, "I'm not resigning."
What, like Trump?
Yeah.
Well, bless him.
Well, he can do that.
He can go on holiday, can't he?
And he reckon he's coming back as well.
What?
You haven't heard the last of Boris.
What? He can't run again.
He can. He can legally run again.
No one's going to vote for him.
Yeah, no one said. Like 10 years ago, everyone was going, "No way would people vote for him," and look what happened. You know what I mean? You never say never, mate. You never say never. You know, if he wants his power back, you know, he's got the money.
All right.
He's got the children, so, you know, by the time he's
got the hair.
his kids in next, that'll be the thing.
He's got the hair. Yeah. He's got the charisma of a fucking toilet duck.
Oh, yeah. Come on, that's tight on the toilet duck.
True that. So anything else you want to discuss?
Yeah, you know when we were talking about gas companies and prices and stuff like that? Right, well, they actually let out a ton of methane, right? And that is 80 times worse than letting out any other gas. And yet, no one's talking about that from these companies as well. Because it comes from all the pipes, doesn't matter, it leaks everywhere. There was a reporter not that long ago, about a week ago, went out and filmed them, with imaging to see if any leakages were in any of these pipes, and it is 80 times, it's a lot way worse. Over. Yeah, way over. So, like, talking about oil and shit is like, it's nothing to compare to what these gas places are doing, you know what I mean? So that needs to be brought up and talked about at some stage.
I think, like, with the gas, I mean, they're saying it's it's because of Russia, and Russia aren't importing to the rest of Europe, which makes it higher. I mean, how can they still be operating then if they can't still be buying it from Russia? So they must be using stockpiles, and once that runs out, then that's run out. So how come how is it they're able to still sell it us but at a higher price?
Yeah, well, actually, it's not that. China's worked out a wicked scheme. So the gas that Russia was going to send to Europe, instead of that happening,
send it to China.
Yeah, and China sells it to Europe 4 times the amount of price. So we're actually propping up China at the moment, Europe, and it's like, what the fuck are you doing? You know what I mean? But then you've got schemes like, how come the Americans' reserves of, I think it was 40 billion or 4 billion, was sent to China? Why was that sent when they need it and they're closing everything off? And not only that, include, how does that stop Norway, Netherlands, from their country turning around and going, right, we're stopping the farming here and there, which they supply the second amount of food in the world.
That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of different, there's a lot of things that are happening that are all interconnecting, and it's like, it's not just one thing. But again, this is where conspiracies start running rampant, and people start putting two and two together and making 8. Do you know what I mean? So it's
sometimes 4.
It's just dangerous. But I mean, sometimes you get it right, but a lot of the time it leads to just fucking, like, people like we were saying earlier, Karens fucking just preaching off shit and not knowing what they're talking about, and then thinking that they're smart because they've read something on the internet, and it's like, fuck you. Talking of Russia, hackers targeted a Russian taxi app. By sending hundreds of drivers to the same address. This caused huge traffic jams in the city of Moscow. And this is amid the Ukraine invasion, so I don't know if it was somebody who did it from Ukraine.
Digital attack.
Cyber attacks. I think
it's
Yandex Taxi, a Russian app similar to Uber that allows users to order cabs to their location, was reported to have been targeted on Thursday morning, 1st of September. The company later confirmed the incident in a statement. and said, "Yeah, we were fucking act, cheeky bastards."
Yeah,
Sure.
You know what? I reckon, and I reckon this is my opinion. Uber did it. Uber went right. Fucking act them cunts, because then we can get back to business over there.
Maybe. Well, no, maybe just like Russia don't really subscribe to the Western sort of thing. They just kind
Russia's
of
never been so rich.
Do it their own. Their own version.
Yeah, well,
China, same. They don't have WhatsApp and Facebook and YouTube. They have their own versions, and it's monitored. It's like, it's bleached. It's kind of watered down compared to what we get, which is more of a true,
true version of it.
A true sort of thing of the internet, a like version of the internet. Whereas, like, certain countries have this, government approved version.
But they reckon it's coming over
totally
here soon.
Banned, so
they reckon
10th of October, kids.
Possibly. Yeah. Oh, you know what? What would you do if it did?
Not much.
Well, you can't, can you? You know what I mean?
I'd miss a lot of shows.
Yeah.
I'd have to walk places to post stuff.
Yeah.
And because I've still got to send documents and do stuff to keep my job going.
That's
and
true.
that.
You're going to have to go back to pen and paper.
Back to pen and paper, going to the post office, buying stamps. Or, peddling over and dropping it in by hand.
Fucks if you got money in the bank.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you Bitcoined, you're fucked. Yes. If you've got fucking every album you own on digital's gone.
Yes.
Or your Spotify, all that, Netflix.
Yes.
Yeah. Email, a lot.
Yeah.
It's gone.
But it is one of them kind of things.
Maybe it won't happen, but
there is a chance at one point or another that it will.
Well, that's what that woman said, and like I said, she said it with such conviction.
Well, we can only.
It was hard not to believe her. But
we can only see, though, can't we? You know what I mean? She might be right, she might be wrong. End of the world's been and gone so many times. It's been like, oh yeah, all right then. But then at the moment, there's so much going on. It's like, it's crazy. You know what I mean? It's crazy. You wouldn't have thought this 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
That all this shit that was happening, all we had to deal with was like, the collapse of the economy, and we would all we needed to do was bring it back up again, and then everything on top.
Well,
it's crazy, man.
Well, we've got a bit of NASA news before we move on. Moving on with the show.
Yeah.
This is interesting, right? So there's 8 years ago, a meteor believed to have been about 2 feet long entered the Earth's atmosphere at more than 100,000 miles per hour.
Whoa.
Before exploding into tiny hot fragments and falling into the South Pacific Ocean.
Okay,
right?
yeah.
Some scientists believe that it came from another star system, which would make it its first known interstellar object. This is a science that's had an impact with Earth. Yeah. So now a professor, Ava Loeb, at Harvard, he's an astronomer, and he's planning an expedition to retrieve fragments of the meteorite because he believes that they could be extraterrestrial in origin.
Could be. It could be panspermia again, basically, which they reckon an asteroid or something.
Well, no, he's claiming that, saying that it could be technology.
He reckons it's technology.
It could be technology. It could be a technological object created by aliens. This is what he's saying. So he's going on an expedition to try and prove this. So I don't know what he knows that everyone else doesn't. But
if he's got the ability,
and it was obviously 8 years ago.
Yeah. Unless he may have heard of a UFO collision or something like that, and there's something.
Well, there is a lack of data on it, he's saying, and the object was basically it was just basically thought it might have been something but they couldn't really tell at the time, and now he a bit more research.
There's a pioneer in him, man.
Wants to go out and check it out. Ave Loeb.
Good for him. I hope a lot more rich people would go out and do that. Actually, go out and answer the questions that that we normal folk can't answer.
And tell us about it.
Yeah, exactly.
So we can tell you about it.
Invite people who are interested to go out and help deal with it if they have to. You know what I mean? It just makes sense to learn more about our planet, as well as going out to the universe. And
I mean, if anything crashes on the planet that's believed to be extraterrestrial, I think we should know about it. And I mean, to leave it 8 years just sitting at the bottom of the sea, it was a bit I'd say irresponsible.
True, but then again, if that was the case as well, how come the military or the UN units
maybe they've already been in there? We don't know. I mean, this guy might be late to the party, and he's like, going, I believe it's something, and I've done this research, but the military were already in the area and went, yep, we picked it up already. It's now we've got a really efficient toaster oven that we've derived from it. Or some bullshit.
Yeah, some world's cracking fucking technology. Yeah. That fries your chicken in a second or something.
Well, it could be this, because humans are one step closer to going to Mars.
Yes, they are.
After NASA creates oxygen from Mars' atmosphere.
Oh, right, okay, sweet. Oh, I haven't heard this.
Yeah, right. This is pretty recent news. So, it's basically suggesting that humans are one step closer by being able to create oxygen from the planet itself. Yeah. Do you know, this is the first time NASA have successfully generated oxygen through instruments named MOXIE, mounted on the Mars Perseverance rover. The toaster-sized device works by splitting the carbon dioxide-rich atmosphere and creating oxygen. So any hopes of sending humans to Mars obviously depend on it. Do you think that that's like going to create enough oxygen, or do you think like if we can create domes or
I think there'd be
do you think a terraforming situation's going to be the answer? Because, I mean, I know he's talked about nuking Mars, but, I mean, by nuking Mars, it's kind of fucking up the original beauty of the planet, if you like.
Yeah, true, and it's, I don't think a single nuke...
Being a conservationalist and all, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but then at one point or another, we are going to have to leave this planet. You know what I mean? Because we slide out of the Goldilocks zone, where we're gonna be heated up either way. So the next actual planet to us would be that for another stop for I don't know, 1 million years or something like that, and then we'd have to find another place.
Oh yeah, so I know that Mars is definitely an important step that we need to kind of conquer before we can move on further into space.
Yeah.
I think the MOXIE's been turned on about 7 times since February 2021.
Yeah.
It's run at full capacity for about an hour at a time, and each test that it's done is in different conditions. So, like using different seasons, daytime, nighttime. Different.
Can you fix them quick? That's going to be another option.
So it's a case of like them checking that data and then working out whether it's going to be a sustainable option, because it might not, because like I say, these kind of different weather conditions at different times a year generate different results. So
that's right.
So it's a case of trying to work that out and get they're saying they're getting a wispy atmosphere, which is about 95% of CO2.
Yeah.
The same pressures of Earth air. So... that's also that's pretty decent.
That is,
but I don't know how spread out or what the capacity of that is. Do you know?
Well, there's supposed to be ice underneath at the north.
I'm running out of air.
Well,
just one breath and you're done.
Well, for a few thousand years, I reckon that's going to be our main priority. Will be food and air. How we're going to deal with the air, and no doubt better technology.
Well, the same.
We're
going to be moving to the moon and beyond within the next 20 years.
Yeah,
like they're already going to the moon. Well, they were, because there was a bit of an issue where the other day, weren't they, where they couldn't really do much.
And Matt, that's one of my stories.
Yeah, go for it.
The Artemis, which is a rocket that they've been designing for the last 10 years, which was supposed to have left on Monday, but was cancelled because there was a leak in one of the tanks, basically. So then they've tried again on the 29th, and again there's been a bit of an issue. So it looks like it isn't going to go up for the next couple of weeks. But the idea is to send that up with a little probe to go up,
butt plug probe,
just to see it up there, and then come back down. It's going to go around. I believe this one was going to go around the moon, come back, and then land 7 days later. And then they're going about a year later, they're going to send another one with manned, which is going to do roughly the same thing, and then come back, and then the third flight, which they reckon by 2025 they're going to land on the moon.
Right.
And
look forward to it.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice to see someone up there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's good to start seeing America, NASA's programs starting to come a bit more forward instead of relying on, like SpaceX or any other agency, like, bring their own technology.
I get where you're coming from with that, because it does seem like it's it only ramped up when other agencies started getting involved with NASA, whereas NASA have always done their own thing, or well, within collaboration with with
other companies, but
like mainly
themselves.
Yeah, and like it's been the main focus has been on SpaceX, and but it was a shame to know that they couldn't launch. It was a bit of a feel sorry for the guy who had to push it back to the hangar.
I know there was 100,000 people waiting in Florida.
Oh, really?
Waiting for it. Traffic jams were mad apparently. But yeah, it's just one of them. But it is a good thing. It is really actually a good thing, because.
We don't want to send up a broken rocket.
Yeah. And every single time there's been a test flight on a rocket to go up first, there's always been an issue, and they fix it, and then we prolong it, and we keep that ship going up and down. So
the last thing we want is an accident or an incident. So I totally get why they do that. Spend a lot of money
and a lot of time, and don't forget, because it's a new machine as well. They're newly into it, and they've got to, prink out all the bits that need knocking to the side, or, add a little bit here, take a bit here, to try and make it a bit better. And then they've got the capsules on top as well, which they've got to deal with, which first test hopefully will be a success, and then man can get on the moon and then go to Mars.
Mankey can get on the moon?
Yeah,
we're going to send a mank up to the moon.
Yeah.
All right, mate, I'm on the moon.
Yeah, Liam Gallagher.
Kid.
Send him up.
Send Liam.
Yeah, send Liam up.
First front man on
the
moon.
Alien.
Oh, mate, check, my feet are the same size as Neil Armstrong's, eh? Kid.
You got a spliff on you.
Anyway, well, that's it for the end of the show. It's been our birthday. I hope you've enjoyed it, and thank you for staying thus far into the show and listening for the last 4 years.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, it has. Hopefully another 4 years.
We'll be going for the foreseeable future.
We will.
But that's the end of this week's show. We'll be back next week with a brilliant topic as per usual. So don't forget to tune in and make sure you subscribe, tell your friends. We're available on all podcast platforms, so wherever you get your podcast fix, Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Castbox, any of them. Which one's the other one?
All of them.
Good Pods, all those things. It's like there's loads of them.
Yeah, we're internationally known, baby.
So, get out there, get the word out on Never a Straight Answer. If you want to check out the website, you can go to neverastraightanswer.co.uk. You'll find a variety of things going on over there, including blogs, news, all that stuff, downloadable episodes, videos, the lot. We're available on social media if you want to get in touch at NASA_never on Twitter and Never Straight Answer on Instagram.
That's us.
Yay. We've got a contact page on the website if you want to email us with any comments, queries or suggestions. So don't be afraid. We'll always be nice and respond.
Yes, we will.
And that's it. That's it for this week and another year.
Yeah, another year. Another 4 years to come.
Next week. I know, we've been leaving it a bit between episodes, but that's a bit much.
We won't leave it,
Been a pleasure. We'll catch you next time. My name's Gaz.
My name's Taylor.
And we'll be seeing you next time. Peace.
Out. Birthday boy.
Birthday beats in a minute, you.
Ooh.